there's a Mishnah in the first parak of Pirkei Avot, which says, Al titya'esh min hapuranut. Don't give up hope from punishment or difficulties. And it's interesting that there are two completely opposite interpretations of this Mishnah. One interpretation is that if you're experiencing a very difficult time, a puranut, a punishment or a difficulty, don't give up hope. Gam ze ya'avor, that even though it seems dark at the moment, don't give up hope from the punishment and realize that it will pass and we will find happiness again sooner than we think. The other interpretation is the exact opposite, that if we're experiencing very good times and comforts, but maybe we're not acting up to our potentials, don't give up hope that punishment will come. Don't assume that the goodness you're experiencing now will always continue, because the punishment could be around the corner. And these two interpretations in some ways are completely opposite. I'd like to suggest a third interpretation, a bit more homiletic, that I think is actually consistent with both of these interpretations. And that is that the word yeush, hopelessness, to give up hope, which we think about in other contexts when, for example, someone loses an object and has yeush and gives up hope on ever finding it again, it now becomes finders keepers, because there was yeush, the owner gave up hope and therefore lost his rights to the object. And in a way, what the Mishnah may be telling us is, don't have yeush when it comes to puranut. Many times when we experience something difficult, we want to really forget about it, make like it doesn't exist, ignore it, try to turn our attention elsewhere and not engage with that puranut and sort of deny its existence in our minds in order to cope with it. And perhaps the Mishnah is saying, don't have yeush from the puranut. Don't make in your mind as if it doesn't exist. Because both interpretations are saying, recognize its existence. Don't have yeush, because a puranut could be an opportunity to grow and learn from that experience. And if we just try to make believe in our minds that it doesn't exist, not only is it unhealthy, but it doesn't give us the opportunity for growth that it might be presenting to us. We are now in a time of puranut as we begin the 3 weeks. We call the time the Gimel de Pranuta, the triple puranut for the 3 weeks and the 3 haftarot of the next 3 Shabbatot, which focus on this puranut of the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash. But I think also today we can focus on 3 different puraniyot that we're focused on or experiencing. One is, of course, the puranut of the Churban Beit HaMikdash that we're focused on during the 3 weeks. 2, of course, is the pandemic that our entire world is coping with. And 3 is in our Parshat Pinchas, the Magefa that plagued the Jewish people because of their sins with Midian and with Baal Peor. And I think that if you look at the case of Parshat Pinchas, the thing that you notice about it is that we knew exactly why the Magefa occurred, and therefore we knew exactly how to end the Magefa. And the thing that characterizes difficulties that we experience today, unlike in the time of the Chumash, is that we don't always know exactly why this puranut is occurring. And not only in our own experience with the pandemic, there's so much unknown scientifically, unknown how to get control over it, but also morally, why is this occurring at this time? And the uncertainties are extremely unsettling. And I feel sort of jealous of the Chumash time when there was so much clarity as to why things occurred. But that's really the reality of life. And if you look at the Magefa, at the puranut of the Churban Beit HaMikdash, what we noticed is that Chazal often try to suggest reasons why the Beit HaMikdash was destroyed. Whether it's because we didn't treat each other respectfully, or we didn't value Torah learning, or whatever spiritual or moral deficit we had that triggered the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash. And it's important to understand that Chazal did not have magical knowledge to know really the cause of this historic event. But what Chazal are trying to model for us is that when you encounter a Puranut, try to use that moment to make ourselves better. We imagine what flaw we have that could have caused this and try to enable the memory of the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash trigger us to improve ourselves so that the Puranut could be something which inspires growth and improvement in ourselves. People say about the pandemic, we don't want to let a good pandemic go to waste, and we want to learn and improve ourselves based on this experience. And certainly we should try to learn and think about how we might improve ourselves, what we learned about ourselves and about our world through this experience that we could take with us in the future to make ourselves come out as better people. And the same thing goes for the time of the 3 weeks, that al tityaesh min hapuraniot, don't try to ignore it and forget about it and make like it doesn't exist and let a good chorban go to waste. Each year, we endow ourselves with the opportunity to reflect on this churban as a way not just to feel sad for the past, but as a way to improve ourselves and to think about what spiritual deficiencies do we have that could be the one that's most outstanding and could be attributed to this churban, and how can we improve ourselves as a result and enable our encounter with this historic Puranut, make us better this year as individuals and also as a community together. I'd like to wish everyone a very nice, safe, and healthy and happy Shabbos.